All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the Pax8 Microsoft monthly update. Really excited to get us kicked off today. We have a ton of stuff coming your way, as always. I know there's a lot of questions that you might have, so I am going to encourage you to please put those in the chat. We have a team of experts on the back end that are here to support all of those questions as we go through. Now, up for today, we're going to breeze through some introductions, nothing too crazy. We'll always have your program updates. The Microsoft Cloud Partner Program, we are going to go through an update with that, as well as enablement updates, Pax8 Marketplace as always, and we've got a new vendor joining us. On our Pax8 side, a lot of familiar faces that you will see. If I've not had the pleasure of meeting you, my name is Kristen Fehrenbach. I am your Senior Director of Microsoft Go-to-Market here at Pax8. All of these lovely people, they're going to get to introduce themselves, but they're also here to answer your questions as well as some other key players. So thank you all Pax8 team for supporting. From our vendor side, I'm really excited for Kai to join us with Patham. They're going to have a great conversation later today. So please stay tuned on that part. I want to kick it off with Ashley. So Ashley, thank you for being here this morning. If you could just introduce yourself and we will hand it on over.
Yeah, good morning, good day, everybody. I'm Ashley Moretti, Senior Director of Microsoft Programs here at Pax8. If I have not had the pleasure of joining you, this means that this might be one of your first Microsoft monthly updates that you have attended. And so welcome. There's a lot in store for you today. And if you are been here before and you are a repeat joiner, welcome back. We're so happy to have you, as we love to make sure that you know what's important for your business when it comes to Microsoft. So we're going to kick off today with some program updates. This is usually a pretty lengthy section by me, but definitely wanted to carve out time for Caleb Lackey to go over the Microsoft Cloud Partner Program updates for you. So we're going to keep it short and sweet and then hand it on over to Caleb. As always, if you have any questions about these updates that I'm about to go through, make sure you connect with your account team here at Pax8 so they can walk you through any questions that you have and provide you those answers. And then know that we do send the majority of these updates out as well in our Microsoft monthly update newsletter version. So we'll want to make sure that we get you access to those. So we'll post the links here shortly for you. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. So the first update is actually a reminder. It's something we have on our site every month because it's so important for our partners to understand how Partner Center verifications work and make sure that you're able to continue to sell Microsoft services and you're a verified partner with Microsoft. So back in 2023, Microsoft introduced some policy changes, and we're seeing them come more and more to fruition as they start to enforce these changes on a regular basis. So just know that your information in Partner Center, that legal information, your business information, needs to be up to date 100% of the time because Microsoft is going in and vetting that information on a regular basis. And if they find that your information is not accurate or not up to date, they will go ahead and send you a notification to your global admin in Partner Center and ask you to update that information. Failure to update that information in a timely manner, which typically is a 30-day time frame, can result in your Microsoft Partner Program membership. That's like your MPN ID, not your incentives membership, to be suspended and maybe result in termination. And we don't want that to happen. So again, we want to just make sure that you keep your information updated regularly and that you're in Partner Center regularly as well. Additionally, if you do have maybe a change in your primary contact, or maybe you went to a new work location, right? And we have a new physical address, any change like that is made in Partner Center will also trigger a verification audit as well. So want you to know that if you are making those changes, that you will be selected to provide information that justifies your change in Partner Center. And again, again, we just want to make sure that you're aware you're in Partner Center regularly and your global admin is checking for those notifications, because we do not want your Partner Center to be suspended or terminated. If you have any questions about this, again, please reach out to your account team. They can walk you through it. They can also show you where to look for those notifications as well. And if you don't have an email address set up for your global admin to receive those notifications, that's absolutely the first thing we want you to do, so you can make sure that you're getting those notifications to your inbox on a regular basis. So with that, we're going to move on to kind of some of the more recent changes that are launching that can impact your business. And so with that, Microsoft is making a change to the annual paid monthly model, and actually the triannual paid monthly model. So apologies that the headline is not updated to say triannual as well. We don't have a lot of people on triannuals, but we definitely want to make sure that we're capturing that in our updates. So starting April 1st, which is just right around the corner, any annual commitment paid monthly will incur a 5% price adjustment at the renewal. So what that means is when your annual paid monthly subscription comes up for renewal on or after April 1st, there now will be a 5% pricing increase. So the annual paid annual will remain at a flat base price. Annual paid monthly or triannual paid monthly will now have a 5% premium. And then your month-to-month subscriptions will still remain at that 20% premium. So they will not be impacted. But we want to make sure that you're aware of this, as a lot of our partners have subscriptions on annual paid monthly or triannual paid monthly. And with that, we don't want you to be surprised by any pricing adjustments that you're maybe not expecting. So please make sure that you're talking with your customers about this and you're prepared at your renewal to see that 5% price adjustment.
Hey, Ash,
Additionally,
if you don't
oh, hi.
mind,
Yes.
before we keep going. So we have a question in the chat that's asking about the Partner Center verification in particular.
Yeah.
Can you just explain the spot that they would go to make sure that they are good on all of these things?
Yeah, so your legal information is going to be located in your account settings. It's like your business address, your business name, your business phone number. That information will be, again, you can navigate to it in your account settings, legal information. And then any notifications that will come through will go to the global admin. So it's important that your global admin is checking for these notifications, and it will be in the action center, which is going to be like a little bell icon in the, like, so I don't know why I went like this, like a little tiny little thing, a little bell icon in the top right hand corner of Partner Center. So actually right next to that settings bar, you'll see a little bell, and that will be your action center.
Awesome. I have another one here. So they're just wanting a little bit of clarification specifically on this slide that you're on. Is the 20% adjustment versus annual or 20% over annual monthly? I think there's just a little confusion on
Yeah.
the stair step.
Great question. So the annual is going to now be your base price, and then your annual paid monthly will be 5% more than the annual, and then your month to month will be 20% more than the annual. So the month to month price is not changing. It will remain as it is today, and just be 20% more than the base price.
Perfect. And just putting a pin in this one to make sure. So if they are on an annual monthly that is going to renew next month, right, they would be subject to this 5%. However, if they are already locked in their contract, they're locked in for that one full year. Is that correct?
Correct. So your price locked for the entire commitment. And so it's going to be your renewal that happens on or after April 1st.
Amazing. And then this one's kind of a general statement, and there's a bunch of questions coming in. We can answer the rest on the back end, but I thought this one was interesting. So could you give us a quick answer for a potential client on the reason they'd be choosing a partner versus just going direct to Microsoft for their Office subscriptions? So if you're an end user, why would you want to work through a partner versus just going to Microsoft.com and maybe downloading them yourself?
Yeah, I mean, pricing is going to remain the same. So, a customer working with a partner would then mean that they need additional services and support that a partner can provide them that cannot be managed on their own. But great question. All right, we're going to jump in. I see some questions coming in on the back end. Please continue to drop those. If we don't answer them live, we'll definitely get to them in the chat afterwards. I just want to call out some things with the changes for the monthly model, for monthly payment model. So, subscriptions that renew prior to April 1st will have a price lock. So they will not see the 5% until they come up for its renewal. So that renewal can be July, that renewal can be December, right? It could even be March of next year. So again, anything that's already in flight will be price locked and they will not see the 5% adjustment made until their renewal after April 1st. Pax8 does lock renewals in 48 hours in advance. And the reason for that is we want to make sure that all schedule changes that are on that subscription are picked up by Microsoft. And so I want to keep this in mind because if you're wanting to make any changes to your subscription prior to that 5% adjustment, please know that you have to do so prior to 48 hours in advance of the renewal date. And then changing a billing term from to annual must be scheduled prior to the renewal to take effect at the renewal. So what this means, if you decide that you want to put your customers on an annual, you don't want to incur that 5% premium, you must schedule that change in the Pax8 marketplace prior to 48 hours in advance to make sure that the migration to that new billing model will take effect at the renewal. And then if you do any reorder or canceling of subscriptions that are on the enterprise SKUs with Teams, they will forfeit the Teams bundling and Teams must be purchased separately. So we want to make sure that you're aware of this and you make sure that you move to the annual model correctly, which would be through scheduling that change in our marketplace versus just doing a cancel reorder. And then again, if you're moving, say, from business basic to business standard after April 1st, and your business standard is price locked, that upgrade to your business basic is price locked, that upgrade to business standard will incur the 5% premium at the time of upgrade. So upgrades, unfortunately, they start a new subscription, so they are not price protected and will incur a 5% premium. And then these are just a couple product and pricing changes coming up. So just a reminder. So for this one, Power BI Premium per capacity SKUs have gone end of life. And so you can no longer purchase those. And if you need to purchase a similar type of service for your customer, you will need to do or purchase a fabric SKU. And so just know that this will look a little bit different. And please reach out to your account team if you have questions about pricing differences or any concerns about moving to an Azure-based subscription to be able to have a similar type of offering from that Power BI product. And I see Kristen popped back on. I don't think you guys can see it on the back end, but I see her. So that means we have more questions. So are we jumping back? Jumping back, Kristen?
Yeah, the price lock, we had a few questions come in. So is the price lock is per SKU, is that correct? And it says, if we add a brand new license type after April 1st, would it be at the new price?
That's actually a great question. And I don't have this on the slide, so I'll make sure to capture this in the newsletter. So if you're increasing quantity on a subscription, the increased quantity is price locked. So that is different from an upgrade. So increases in quantity are price locked. Upgrading, which means moving from one product to another, lose their price lock. A great question. Perfect. Actually, I'm just going to jot that down real quick. Kristen, do you have another question for me or are we moving on?
Oh, I got questions all day, actually. So,
all right.
For Pax8's 48-hour lock, they're asking, do they not have the 7-day cancellation window like they might with other renewals?
Oh, yeah, great question too. So the price lock is the 48 hours, sorry, the not price lock, the subscription lock It's 48 hours prior to the renewal. And this just makes sure that the renewal processes correctly. And then once it renews, your 7-day window opens. So this is actually 48 hours prior. So the last 48 hours in your existing subscription commitment.
Perfect.
So your
And
7-day
then,
renewal is not impacted.
excellent. That's good news. So we've got a comment here that says, I was previously told that switching from annual to annual monthly required cancel and reorder. Has this process now changed?
So great question. These are great questions today, you guys. I was trying to make this quick for you, but I'm glad that you have questions. This is great. So you can only schedule the commitment and billing changes going up. So from like annual paid monthly to annual without interfering with your subscription. Going backwards, so like annual to annual monthly or annual monthly to month does require a cancel reorder situation, and that is a Microsoft limitation, not a Pax8 limitation. But great
Got it.
question. So going up,
I'm
you're okay. You can schedule that ahead of time. Going down, you have to reorder cancel.
There's a lot of specific questions in here, which we'll answer on the back end, but I guess the last, like, kind of general one we'll talk about and we'll let you keep rolling is they're asking, is there a specific list of SKUs that's impacted by the price increase, or does it apply universally to all products that are annual monthly?
Yeah, so this is going to, I believe, apply to everything, but let me go double check the FAQ real quick because sometimes things get wonky with like government and nonprofit. We'll want to make sure. So I'll answer that question in the chat with the FAQ. So can we leave that one unpublished, team, on the back end, or if you've already dismissed it, just let me know and we'll post it as an announcement. Okay, great questions. Please keep them in. I will get to all the questions in the chat. I promise I'm not going anywhere after I stop presenting. So I'll be here and keep bringing them in, especially after I'm done presenting. Okay, so we talked about Power BI Premium is now going to be a Fabric SKU. So if you're already on Power BI Premium capacity SKUs today, you'll need to move to Fabric. Your account team can help you through that. And then if you need to purchase a similar version for a customer of Power BI Premium, you no longer can do that. So you need to purchase a Fabric option. And again, your account team can work you through that. And we'll have details about this in the newsletter as well. All right. Starting April 1st, there's also 3 different types of licenses that will also be receiving a price increase. So this is different than the 5% premium. This is an overall price increase. So that's going to be Teams Phone Standard, Power BI Pro, and Power BI Premium per user, which is different than the Power BI Premium and capacity we just talked about on the last slide. So all of these will also see a price increase. And so with that pricing, we're still working to get preview pricing on these products for other regions. So final pricing will be available in the Pax8 marketplace if you're purchasing in a currency other than USD. But just know that they will have a price increase. And then additionally, if you're on an annual paid monthly commitment with these 3 products at your renewal, you will see a price increase and the 5% premium. So a little double whammy there. And then same thing if you're purchasing new, price increase and then 5% premium at the same day. So want to just make sure that you're aware of that as well. And then last but not least, just love to always shout out some promotions that we have in market to help you grow your business. There is a new one right now. It is the E5 compliance add-on. It is 50% off for all users who have Copilot, M365 Copilot today, as well as any additional Copilot seats that you add. There are some base SKU requirements, so please check out the FAQ for that, but definitely wanted to call this one. It's a new one. It just launched February 1st and it goes through February of next year. And with that, I'm going to hand it on over to Caleb Lackey. He's going to talk about the Microsoft Cloud Partner Program updates that have been announced. And I will get to everybody's comments or questions in the chat. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you interacting with me this morning. And Caleb, off to you.
Thanks so much, Ashley. Hey, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. Hope you're having a wonderful day and great start to your week. My name is Cale Blackie. I'm the Azure Programs Manager here at Pax8, covering US and Canada. Happy to bring some updates to you regarding Azure and the AI Cloud Partner Program that have been ongoing for the last couple months here. So you may have already heard about these, but just want to make sure that we bring these to light in the overall scheme of things when it comes to joining the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program. So let's get started on sharing a few updates. So I wanted to highlight just like the bigger picture here of the partner journey as we dive into like some of the changes that, or some of the updates that have occurred in the last month and a half or so. I think this picture is always like helpful to understand like where you're at your journey and where you can achieve as well as a Microsoft partner, unlocking benefits and incentives and programs along the way. So there's a lot of really great tools that you can access. The more involved you get and the more you grow your business, and Microsoft is there to help you just achieve those growth targets and everything like that. So kind of put this into 4 stages as it relates to the partner program. First one is joining the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program, of course. Pretty simple and easy. The next one would be if you're not ready and you don't quite have that growth just yet, you're just starting as a partner, there are partner benefit packages available to you. We'll go through those in just a moment. Once you have those benefits, you can start earning incentives in the next stage, which is attaining a partner solution designation for a specific area. So whether that be modern work, Azure, which there are 3, security or business applications. And then lastly would be earning an advanced specialization to really showcase your expertise among your clients, and a lot of really great incentives that come along with that as well. So before we get into kind of the new updates and everything like that, I did want to call out first the partner benefits packages. These aren't new, but just wanted to make sure you're aware of like some of the recent updates for the partner benefits packages. So if you don't currently meet the criteria for a solution partner designation, which combines like skilling, customer success, performance, and things like that, you have to meet that first. Today you can actually take advantage of the partner benefits packages to unlock a lot of really great internal resources here. So you may have seen this chart here before. As I said, this has been around since I think last March is when Microsoft went live with this, but you have this available to you today just to purchase outright through Microsoft to gain these benefits here. So you won't receive incentives with these packages, but as you'll see, receive a lot of really great benefits with licensing and credits and support here. So there are 3 packages listed here: the launch benefits, the success core benefits, and the success expanded benefits here. The prices here, since you'll see like some USD credits and everything like that. As far as like the USD costs, I have that available, but I'll keep that as a remove for the global call here. But the benefit or the price, the value in these seats and everything in the licensing is really great, and allows you to take advantage of a lot of different licensing and credits, subscriptions, and things like that with your business on an SMB focused. As you'll see, business premium seats are available to you as well. So you can see these prices online. I'll post a link in just a moment where you can go look at compare the offers here, but you can purchase these for you as a partner organization, so you can take advantage of these benefits here while you work towards those next steps for solution designations and advanced specializations as well. A recent update with these partner benefit packages in January 2025, so on the January 22nd, excuse me, each of these benefits did update as far as availability for licenses, and so you'll see more of an AI focus on that. So everything that you just saw on that previous slide, you'll see on each of these benefit packages, you'll see more features as well. So these are recent updates in the last month and a half that you have access to by purchasing these benefit packages. If you already had them before January, then you should see these licenses and everything update for those packages. So you'll see those added on. For instance, on that 3rd column there, partner success expanded benefits, a lot of Copilot internal licensing that will be available to you today. So that's the first step here. just starting out, you have benefits available to you to purchase, starting even below around $400 USD for that first package. So the value there is incredible for you to take advantage of. The next one would be updating benefits and also including incentives with the solution designations here. So I mentioned that there are 6 of these here. You'll see modern work, infrastructure, data and AI, digital app innovation, security and business applications. These have been around for a couple years. For performance, skilling, and customer success, all tied together to score you and allow you to be eligible for these. So you have to get a point score or a score of 70 out of 100 points in any of these categories for you to be eligible, and then you can purchase the solution designation there. Something that has been around for a little while is the Modern Work and Business Applications SMB path. So the most recent update starting February 1st is the infrastructure, data and AI, and digital and app innovation SMB paths as well. So these are now attainable by a lot more partners based on the SMB criteria here. So this was announced, as I said, February 1st. It was announced last year. It was launched February 1st, where now these SMB paths are available to you if you meet the criteria as an SMB. So this is very similar to the Modern Work and the Business Applications SMB enterprise paths, where if you fall into a certain criteria, Microsoft kind of allows you to fall into a category based on your business. So this isn't something that you can choose to go towards, but if your business aligns with the SMB criteria, then you can go towards that 70 points of the SMB path for Azure now in all 3 of those categories. So what does that SMB versus enterprise path look like? There's 2 things that you can look at. One is the ACR over the trailing 12 months. So if it's less than $1 million USD or equivalent in other regions, the ACR in the last 12 months, so that's looking back at the last 12 months. If it's under 1 million, then you fall into the category of an SMB partner. You also have to have 80% or more total customer count in the SMB or SMC customer segments. So Microsoft does all this for you. Today, if you go into Partner Center, you'll see which path that you fall into. Since February 1st, we've actually had several partners reach out to us on that. They were working towards that before the SMB path was available, and now they have actually been able to unlock those solution designations today because they qualify as an SMB. So definitely something to look at today within your Partner Center. If you haven't taken a look at that recently, you might qualify for the SMB path now, and you may have not qualified for an Azure designation, solution designation prior to that. So something to look at today as that contrasts with the enterprise path. You'll see basically the opposite there. Over $1 million in ACR trailing 12 months or more than 20% of your totals in the enterprise customer segment. So definitely look at that and see if that applies to you today. So what kind of changes with the SMB paths available? When it comes to like benefits and incentives, not a lot for the SMB partners. It just is easier to achieve based on your SMB customer clients there. So I think if you'd call it as all the feedback that you've given over the last couple of years on the solution designation, we know we've had several conversations with our partners about, whether this is SMB friendly or working towards partners that support the SMB. And so Microsoft is constantly making updates, whether that be the expanded benefits that we mentioned earlier, or this SMB path that just launched last month. So with that, some of the things that just to call out for the SMB paths, it's aligned to the Azure designation, the data and AI infrastructure, digital and app innovation. It still qualifies as the same designation, even if you are on the SMB path, so you're not losing any benefits or incentives that way. So same exact road on that. You're just not being disqualified for just focusing on smaller customers there. For that, the SMB and enterprise path, so like I said, Microsoft qualifies this within Partner Center. So you either have the SMB or the enterprise path, not both there. There's just one score in Partner Center, and then specific criteria will qualify for each path. I'll also, towards the end of this, I'll drop a few links in the chat as well, so you can look at this in depth on all 3 based on the Azure consumption and everything. So Adjusted requirements, points are smaller net customer adds. So this would be the main change when you're looking at what does it take to become a solution designated partner within the SMB and within enterprise. And so not only do you qualify differently based on your revenue size and your amount of SMB partner or SMB customers there, but it's easier for you to attain based on your organization size. Size. Early morning for me today. So looking at these certifications, this has probably been the biggest roadblock and the biggest hurdle for a lot of our partners that focus on SMB. You either don't have enough people in your organization to attain, or there's just too many certifications to pass through that. So you're scoring on that certification, and the skilling portion of the solution designation is just often hard to achieve, and that's a lot of reasons of why we've seen partners go from not having a solution designation to getting that eligibility based on the change to SMB paths. It's because there's fewer prerequisite certifications, and the points for the points now are added for the prerequisite certification. So previously, you could have a handful of certifications. Those were prerequisites for you to achieve intermediate and advanced certifications. And so you'd have to have those in place with a number of people, but also those wouldn't count towards any points. So you'd have to have a handful of certifications. They wouldn't qualify as points, and you'd still have to go through a lot more certifications to unlock the solution designations. And simply put, you might just not have enough people on your team to achieve those points there. And so this has been a huge shift, and just because of this skilling metric here, we've seen a lot of partners start to attain solution designations based on this SMB path, which is more friendly towards their organization sizes. And then there are some updates with deployments only if they were created in the last trailing 12 months, and then virtual machines are now counting as eligible deployments as well. And there will be more documentation that I can point you towards on the full guide of all three of these categories and how these each apply to the specific workloads here. The latest update here that I wanted to share is effective March 1st, so 2 days ago. This was announced last month that Azure Migrate and Modernize and Azure Innovate through the partner-led program. So previously AMP, but now AM. This is now available for SMB path solution designations. So this is a really large step for Microsoft to help with the SMB path. So not only are you able to attain the solution designation, but now partners that fall into the SMB pathway are now eligible for Azure Migrate Modernize funding and Azure Innovate funding. And what does that look like specifically is if you have projects that you are consulting and moving for partners in the migration factor, so Azure Migrate and Modernize will allow you funding for those opportunities. With this funding mechanism, you're now able to perform the work for your customer and claim that through Microsoft incentives and have additional incentives through that. So the sizes, the funding and everything does depend on the size. There are extra small sizes and small engagements. The reason I put the engagements only there, XS and S, is there are larger engagements, but those aren't accessible to SMB, which I don't think that's needed here, but those would be more on reserve for if you were to attain your advanced certification or advanced specializations rather than your solution designations here. So on that first portion, Azure Migrate and Modernize, that extra small engagement is any engagement that is going to have a return on investment of over $10,000 in ACR over the next 12 months. So if you have an engagement that you're working with your customer to move them from on-prem and it has a migration component, as well as an opportunity for Microsoft Defender for Cloud, there's an opportunity for you to receive funding for doing that. For USD, that's starting at $4,000 for those engagements there. So really great opportunity for you to perform the work for your customers and get paid doing so by claiming it through the Microsoft incentives as an SMB partner. So last month, you're able to unlock the SMB partner path for Azure with the solution designations, and this month, starting 2 days ago until June 30th at the moment, you're able to take advantage of the Azure Migrate and Modernize process. And this would be for the infrastructure solution designation path, including the SMB there. The Azure Innovate right here, the partner-led, that's focused more on data and AI. So if you have the data and AI solution designation for SMB path or the digital and app innovation for SMB path, you would be able to unlock these opportunities here. All of this is in the incentive guide today, which I will link in just a moment. So you can actually look at what the workload requires for you to be able to claim these as an SMB partner. One of the things here is this is exclusively for SMB paths. So more funding and everything is available if you have an advanced specialization, as I mentioned. More per engagement, even if it's extra small or small. You have a lot of different funding mechanisms. The update here is that if you have a solution designation, these offers are only for the SMB path within Azure. So if you have any questions on this, take a look at the incentive guide. Please let us know. I'll also hang around for questions in the chat as well. But kind of just next steps here is first review your solution designation status in Partner Center. Go through your membership tab and look to see where you stand currently, because that may have changed as of February 1st. You might now be eligible for that SMB pathway. You can also review the incentive guides and benefit guides. These benefits don't really change with the incentive guides. A lot of that has been updated to include the SMB pathways. And so you can see exactly what workloads you can get claimed, and also the funding amounts that are attached to them as well. And then finally, talk to somebody here at Pax8. Meet with your account team. We can walk you through this step when it comes to like the incentive guide and benefit guides. We're here to help you and support you. So whether that's what it looks like to start engaging in AM through these designations, now that you're on the SMB pathway, what does the claiming process look like and everything like that, we're here to support you and help you out. So with that, I think that's my time here. And so I'll jump into the chat if there's any questions, but I'll also post a few resources and links and everything like that. So with that, Vandit, I think I'm going to turn it over to you for some enablement updates.
Thanks, Caleb. Sharing my screen. Perfect. No, thanks so much for sharing all of the changes coming to my CPP. I just love the updates Microsoft is making to the program to make it more viable for all of the partners in the ecosystem. And just continuing along some of the Azure train, I'm really excited to jump into our enablement updates, and more specifically, some of our new Azure enablement that we have going on. First and foremost, the first thing I would just want to touch base on is our Azure Arc enablement session. Due to popular demand with our Copilot enablement sessions, and with the coming of the SMB Azure designations, we're looking forward to bringing these enablement sessions to our partners. If you haven't joined an enablement session before, these are typically 1 hour long sessions that are dedicated to specific features or specific Microsoft products, and really go through the sales story behind it and how you can leverage and benefit from those features. So this one specifically happening on March 12th is all around Azure Arc, and it's all about how you as MSPs can take advantage of Azure Arc and transform the way that you're securing your clients' environments today. If you haven't had a chance to work with Azure Arc or jump into one of our labs, this is a great way to get started in understanding the product and learning more. And we'll drop the registration links for these in the chat window here afterwards. But continuing on that, coming up this month, we also have our first Azure Bootcamp happening in 2025, later this month, March 19th and 20th. Really excited for this one. If you've joined one before, you'll see a lot of familiar faces. We'll have Caleb Lackey, Joe Scanlon, Chris Kirby joining us. We'll also have a few guests from Microsoft joining us to talk through Fabric, as well as some Azure AI points as well. And we'll also have our teams from Nerdio and Printex joining us as well, so you can learn how you can leverage their solution inside of Azure as well. So really excited to bring this series back for 2025. We'll, again, dropping the registration links for all of these in the chat window for anyone who's interested in signing up. But these 2 days boot camps will be really good. We've had our modern work one last month. If you missed that, we'll be bringing that one back as well later this year. But looking forward to seeing those of you at the Azure Bootcamp from here. And then just as a follow-up, be remiss if I didn't mention our hands-on labs and our other enablement sessions that we have coming up here. Just want to touch on hands-on labs because we have a full series coming up here over the next few months, not just in Azure, but as well as Modern Work and Copilot. So you'll see a lot of Modern Work security focused ones, as well as some Copilot hands-on lab offerings, in addition to some of our strong Azure offerings. So if you're looking to get hands-on, technical, and understand a specific product, one of these products, highly recommend signing up for one of these sessions because you'll be in a lab environment, you'll be able to practice, learn how to navigate, and understand how to deploy and manage those software and those features. And then just lastly, of course, our Copilot enablement sessions. We will continue to run these every single month. So if you're looking to get up to speed on everything Copilot, we have a wonderful amount of options here. We kind of have two tracks. One being how to use Copilot in a specific industry, things like nonprofits, sales teams, customer service. But then we also have our how to use M365 Copilot in the application track. So if you're really looking to get into the nitty gritty and see exactly what you can do with Copilot in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, highly recommend signing up for those, if not for your own sales skills, but also for yourselves to learn how to use the product and take advantage of it. I know Caleb had just mentioned in the new benefits packages that they added a lot of Copilot IURs there. So if this is your first time getting into Copilot with those IURs, definitely recommend one of these sessions so you can learn the power of Copilot and kind of get a handle on what you can do with it as well. And of course, just want to mention our global events. We have a number of events coming up here over the next few months, a handful of virtual ones, but a lot of in-person ones. So for all of you joining us from EMEA or Australia, New Zealand, just know that we do have events coming in your areas, ranging from launch briefings, mission briefings, all the way to our master classes, both cybersecurity, sales, data, and AI as well. If you're interested in any of those events, we'll drop the registration pages so you can take a look at the full calendar and sign up for one that makes sense for you, just based on where you are. But really excited to refresh a lot of our events for this year. We'll continue to bring these great enablement sessions, these great training events for our partners to help you guys skill up and attain the new solutions designations, the new SMB ones as well. But I'll pause to see if there's any questions. If not, I'll jump in the chat, answer any questions that are there, share the event links. But with that, I'm really excited to bring back Urvashi and Irina for our Pax8 Marketplace segment, going through some of the new features in the mobile app. But Urvashi, if we have you, I'd love to pass the mic on over to you and Irina to introduce yourselves for our partners who haven't met you before.
Yes, thank you so much, Bandit. We're so excited. We are back for another Pax8 Marketplace segment. If you've been following along for the journey, you know that we've been breaking down the latest innovations designed to make your business run smoother, smarter, and more efficiently. So in the spirit of that, we're taking things mobile, literally. We're diving into the newly enhanced Pax8 mobile app, a game changer for managing your business anytime, anywhere. And we know with the audience here, business is busy, many customers, many subscriptions. So this is going to be an amazing tool for us to walk through. So whether you're in the office, on site with a client, or just stepping away from your desk, this app puts control at your fingertips like never before. And the best part, it ensures you never skip a beat when it comes to your customers' needs. So let's jump in and see how it keeps your business moving forward. Before we get into the details, let's take a minute to get to know Irina, our product manager, who has generously taken the time to walk us through Pax8's mobile app. Irina, welcome to our segment. Tell us a bit about your journey to product development and product management, and what drew you to this field.
Thanks, Urvashi. So I started my career as a quality assurance engineer, which gave me a great, strong technical background and a deep understanding of software development lifecycle. But while testing, I was always curious how to create products that customers love and find easy to use. This curiosity naturally led me to product management, and I started deep dive into product discovery, user research, and I was impressed by how many tools available on the markets to help you to create those innovative products. And right now, with all my skills, I'm helping Pax8 mobile app simplify our partners' daily tasks.
Amazing. Yeah, it definitely seems like the work that you're doing here at Pax8 is a culmination of all of your skills and experience. So we're so excited to have you. Now, every PM has a hot take on product development or product management. What is yours?
Oh, great question. So my hot take is that simplicity always wins. The best products are the ones that makes a complex process feel effortless. So if a user has to think too much about navigating something or performing any tasks, we haven't done our job right.
I love that. And that's so true for so many aspects of life. And it's exactly the philosophy behind Pax8's mobile app, making business management as seamless as possible. So we've heard from so many partners who say, I use my phone to manage about 65% of my daily business activities. And that number is only growing as more companies roll out mobile-friendly experiences. And that's exactly why we built the mobile app, to make it easier for you to manage subscriptions, explore opportunities, and keep business moving forward from anywhere. So today, Irina is going to highlight a few key features, and then we'll kind of talk full scope of what all the capabilities are of mobile app.
Yeah, so we packed a ton of functionality into an app to support key workflows, from checking product availability in real time, checking product pricing, to modify subscriptions on the fly. And our goal was to provide the same level of control and efficiency that partner has on their desktop, but right in their pockets. And let's jump into our first demo. Let me share.
Amazing.
Yeah,
we know
let me
everyone
share
loves the
the
demo.
first. Yeah, so one of the most exciting features is Opportunity Explorer, which help partners to discover new solutions tailored to their client needs. And with the share product link functionality, you can quickly send product details to your client or to colleague. And yes, this is mobile app, so we will have this pre-recorded demo. So you can see here opportunities tab where opportunities list by client, and you can see quick filters where you can specify what exactly opportunity you would like to see. You have like short description of opportunities for a specific client, and yeah, you can click on this arrow and see product details, product pricing, and all available details. There's the share link functionality. You can copy link to this product, and then this link will be open on desktop, on mobile, on any device. And yeah, you can either copy the link or sharing it using your favorite like Slack channel or your favorite channel of communication or Teams or whatsoever, and then the link to this product will be copied.
Incredible. So this is such a game changer. One partner even told us being able to search Pax8 on my mobile for services or solutions while I'm out and about is a big help. They can confirm a solution for a client in the catalog while they're meeting with them in person and close business much faster. So this example speaks perfectly to that real-time experience a lot of our partners have. So, Irina, what other mobile first features are making an impact for our partners?
Yeah, another big one is modifying subscriptions directly in the app. Partners have told us that while out in the field at the client's location, having the ability to quickly edit licenses from their devices is such a great help instead of like calling into the office and waiting for them to make those edits. Yeah, so now let's take a look and see how easy it is modify subscriptions directly through your app. Yeah, so you can tap on subscriptions tab. You will see the list of all subscriptions you have. But if you want to narrow down the search due to some concrete company, you can use filter functionality. Then clicking on view results, you will see subscriptions only for the company which was selected. Then you click on subscription. You can see all subscription details, price and billing terms. You click on modify subscription. You can change quantity. You can change price, whatever is available according to your subscription details. You will see all notifications notifications, and then you can, by clicking on submit and confirming your choice, you can easily submit your changes. If that's a schedule change, you will see it in the schedule tab, and like all details, like what is quantity data and what you are going to change. And also, if you click on history tab, you are able to see all actions which were done by any user to this certain subscription.
Amazing. I mean, this level of convenience is exactly what our partners have been asking for. One even said, depending on the feature set, I could see using it all the time, especially for placing orders when I'm not in front of my computer, checking product availability, and showing clients what we can offer. So the last functionality is one that I'm particularly excited about because it connects the dots between our segment today and how our partners can stay up to date on our YouTube channel real time.
Yeah, that's right. We know how important it is for our partners to stay informed, updated, and now in the Pax8 mobile app, you can access the latest YouTube content directly from within the platform. Whenever it's a product deep dive, best practices, insights of our experts, it's all right now available from your device. This means that you can stay ahead of the curve and get the most out of Pax8 whenever you are. And let's take a look closer to this functionality. So right on homepage, you will see this section latest from Pax8. And right now, yeah, if you click on it, you will be redirected to YouTube app where we have results selling framework latest updates. And if you click on view all, you will see all Pax8 videos updates. And, you know, while commuting to work or at your convenient time, you always can check it out and see what the latest from Pax8 is available today.
I love it. Yeah, it's like your own podcast feature where you can just plug it into your Bluetooth and listen on the go. So really love that. You can browse, watch, and stay up to date, all with the assistance of the app. So we've had a chance to highlight some specific features mobile brings to the table. So Irina, with the time we have left, why don't you just kind of quickly walk us through what else partners can do on the app?
Yeah, absolutely. So what else partners can do on the app is they can do checkout, add into cart. Now with multi-cart support, they can modify subscriptions quantity, schedule orders, view history, view billing information, download invoices, view product details, browse catalog with presenter feature, which is specifically done for when clients are in the field or meeting the client, where we hide client prices. So of course they can get push notifications for renewal, ticket updates, and new products, and of course submit feedback directly through the app to help shape its future.
Oh my goodness. Well, what a valuable tool with endless capabilities. If you haven't downloaded it yet, now is the time. Scan the QR code and get set up in seconds. From checking orders to managing subscriptions, it's all in your pocket. Don't wait, grab the app and just dive in. And while we give you a few moments to do that, Irina, tell us what's next for mobile.
So we already in the process of development of purchasing add-on product and products with relationships is going to be released like maybe this or next week. We are also working on subscription cancellations, a dashboard with subscription renewals, and managing quotes directly through the app.
I love it. This is so exciting, and I already know that the sky is the limit for what mobile app can provide our partners. Thank you so much for this eye-opening conversation and for showing us just how much power is packed into Pax8's mobile app. It's clear that this is going to be a game changer for our partners.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right, everyone. This has been so much fun walking you all through the exciting work our Pax8 product team is doing every day. And of course, as we highlighted last month, if you want to be part of shaping the future of Pax8's innovative products through our incentivized community, join Partner Voice. Your insights help us build the best experience possible. Scan this QR code, click on or type in the link to sign up and stay involved. Until next time, keep exploring and innovating with Pax8. Thanks so much.
All right, Patham, we are over to you to introduce our next guest.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining today. Maybe I'll first introduce myself. So I'm Patham, and I'm the Microsoft Tech for Social Impact Program Manager here at Pax8. What I do is I work with multiple different vendors, primarily Microsoft and the complementary vendors, as well as our resellers to help help go to market in the nonprofit vertical, particularly. So today we have Kai from Foxit joining today to talk about their solution. So Kai, maybe I'll pass it over to you for a quick introduction of yourself and also your role, and maybe talk a little bit more about who Foxit is.
Oh, Patham froze for me. He's still there, Patham? You froze for
Yes.
me for just a second. Okay, great.
Can you
So
hear me? Yeah.
yes, I can. Everything's good. So quick introduction of myself. Yeah, my name is Kai Villa. I run Foxit's managed service provider program as well as nonprofit program. Very much appreciate being here today and look forward to meeting everyone who joined this call. By now, almost 200 folks. That's awesome.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about Foxit. Who is Foxit?
You know, Foxit is a PDF company. So we produce a PDF editor as well as a digital signature solution along with PDF software development toolkits and other tech for PDF files. So, you know, ultimately the PDF editor situation, of course, is there is an 800-pound gorilla that dominates that space, and Foxit is excited to offer an alternative there. Same with the digital signature situation. As I said, both are very big markets, and we're there to offer an alternative to those companies. And you know, everyone here on this call is actually a Foxit customer or Foxit user, I should say, because when we started off in 2001, we started off with PDF software development toolkits, which we then sold to Microsoft, to Amazon, as well as Google. So for more than a decade now, if you are using the Chrome browser, for example, or the Edge browser, and let's say you're getting an email and there's a PDF attachment, you click that PDF attachment, it will render that PDF directly in the browser, and it's doing that using Foxit technology. So from that perspective, everyone here is a Foxit user, and so are 2 billion others that use, of course, Chrome, Edge, the Microsoft Kindle, and thousands of other apps on a daily basis.
No, that's awesome. Before I move on to the next question, I want to let everyone know that Kai has some special offers to announce at the end as well to get some free licenses for yourself. So hang around and he will let us know how to get them at the end. So we know for an MSP, adopting a new vendor, going to market with that vendor requires some time, effort, resources as well. So can you sort of tell me, is it worth it, this PDF and e-sign market worth spending time on?
You know, they absolutely are. You know, you might initially say, oh, they're dominated by these giant companies, but in fact, therein lies the opportunity. The PDF editor space is still growing at about 10% year over year, heading toward about $5 billion by 2030. But in fact, we find that more than 50% of small to medium businesses don't have any PDF editing technology at all. So not only is there an opportunity to simply sell first-time PDF editing technology, but of course there's also an opportunity to help your customer free up significant IT budget as you help them replace that high-cost vendor that they might be on today.
Awesome. And what is the problem that Foxit solves for these MSPs as well as the client?
Yeah, and I was just going to say it's really a two-component answer there. For managed service providers, we find that most of them come to us because they are experiencing far too much pain with those market-leading vendors. So, for example, it's just taking an inordinate amount of time to manage those licenses from a procurement perspective, dealing with those annual renewals or having to cancel a license if a customer needs to reduce the number of seats they have. It just eats way too much of their time, both from a procurement but also from a support support perspective. And at the same time, the margins are minuscule, and that just makes it even more painful. And that often also, the high cost also forces end users to ending up not deploying enough licenses, and that starts to ultimately result in phantom IT problems, such as people using antiquated versions of the software, sharing licenses, and things like that, that ultimately create audit risks with those big vendors, or cyber insurance concerns. And so there's a lot of pain there for the MSP, but for the end user, of course, this is all about IT budget, right? No end user seems to have too much IT budget laying around. And so there's a great opportunity to simply free up IT budget by replacing those high cost vendors. And those freed up funds could then be used to, of course, we love it if they buy more Foxit licenses, but just as well, they could be used to now there is money to maybe buy those additional security technologies that maybe should be deployed within the customer's IT infrastructure. So lots of problems to be solved, not just for the end user, but also for the MSP.
Yeah, and I think I love that freeing up budget part the most, I think, because coming from sort of a nonprofit background, I think that's something we see a lot, MSPs trying to help nonprofits free up budget. But we know, and you mentioned about a couple of other vendors, sort of Foxit is not the only one who's doing this. But how is Foxit different to these market-leading vendors? Why should MSPs go for Foxit instead of another one?
Yeah, Foxit tries to take an approach that really addresses those pain points that MSPs are struggling with. So rather than being forced into annual subscriptions, Foxit does everything on a monthly basis without quota, without minimum, without commitment, no limits. You can simply add licenses, remove licenses anytime right there through the Pax8 marketplace without having to call Foxit about it, or talking to Pax8 about it. Because in the end, this is all about freeing up the MSP's time. And then what you get is an admin console that has single sign-on support that makes license management across many customers super simple. And then from a product perspective, everything looks and feels just like Microsoft Office. We've gone to the point of licensing the Office toolbar from Microsoft to just make the look and feel of the technology super simple. Here, I'll do the 30-second screen share here. Doesn't this look like the Microsoft toolbar? It's because it is the Microsoft toolbar. We licensed it from them. We integrated the digital signature experience directly within the product. And of course, from a feature function perspective, does everything that those big vendors do. And then we take one further thing. This is, of course, there's a fabulous 500-page manual here, but end users don't read the manual, right? But what do they like? What does everyone like? 2-minute YouTube videos. And so those are available directly from within the product to make it really easy for users to be empowered to figure things out themselves, right? These are all 2 to 3 minutes long right there on YouTube. But of course, embedded in the product to make it simple for people to figure out how to get things done. And if we find that also is loved by MSPs, because an empowered user that can get things done on their own does not make support calls. And the happiest MSP is an MSP whose phone is not ringing off the hook. So,
yeah, no, I completely agree with that. So it looks like it is truly a complement solution for your Microsoft stack. So if you have a customer using Microsoft Office, this could be a very easy addition as well. So tell me a little bit more about how can partners benefit from selling Foxit alongside of Microsoft?
Yeah, so the monthly prices certainly help to free up that time, but also 20% margin for partners is helpful. And often the complaint we see for those large partners is that they get little to no margin, making every order a loss leader for them. And so that 20% margin really makes a difference there. but also the easy deployment via that admin console with single sign-on support is nice to have. That way users don't need Foxit-specific login credentials, which again is a means of eliminating support calls because there's no opportunity to lose credentials that you don't need in the first place. And in addition to that, we find that partners are really embracing the ability to generate revenue through services by customizing, configuring, and integrating Foxit into the customer's infrastructure, whether or not that's leveraging integration into SharePoint or OneDrive, or connecting the e-sign side with Teams, or customizing the full user experience and rebranding e-sign envelopes that go out to customers, configuring workflows, and on and on. All of these have wonderful opportunities to charge $250 an hour and not just make money selling Foxit, but in fact generate 5 to 10x in services revenue on top of that.
Oh, sounds great. Coming, as I said, I look after the nonprofit portfolio of vendors at Pax8. And I know Foxit has a very generous offer for nonprofits as well as education as well. And our idea about the Pax8 Tech for Nonprofit Marketplace is to give options to our MSPs to pick and choose that suits their clients' needs. So Foxit is the latest addition to that as well. So tell me a bit more about your nonprofit offer. Is that for a limited time only? Is it a promotion? How do you go to market with nonprofit customers and education obviously?
Yeah, in fact, one of the things that we find is important is to have nonprofit pricing be consistent. It's one of the things one of the complaints that we've heard from customers as well as end users, that when they work with those big vendors is that they might get lured in with a fabulous price, but then after a year, all of a sudden the prices changes and things get crazy expensive. And so Foxit's not-for-profit pricing is very simple. It's about 1/3 of the normal price. So meaning a monthly MSRP in US dollars is $4.80 for the flagship product that has both the PDF editor and the digital signature solution included. It's called Foxit PDF Editor Plus. And partners still get 20% margin on that. So a partner costs $3.80. And so it's really a bargain that makes it easy for nonprofits as well as education organizations to deploy PDF editing and digital signatures throughout their organization.
No, that's a very generous offer. And I think if you have any nonprofit or education customer that has been qualified by Microsoft, they can easily get this solution at that discounted rate at Pax8 Marketplace. So that is sort of the only requirement from the customers, and they have to be qualified by Microsoft, and that's how we sort of verify the end customer status. And you said it is about 1/3 of the price of the commercial. So what is the pricing like for Foxit?
So everything is monthly. So the standard PDF editor, so that's a direct Acrobat Pro competitor, is $12.50 at MSRP, so about $10 for the MSP in terms of cost. So it's about half the cost of a Acrobat Pro for Teams license, which is $23.99 a month, $23.99 a month. But of course, you're forced into that annual commitment. So there's that double benefit, right? It's that it's about half the cost, 20% margin, but also no commitment beyond 1 month at a time. The PDF Editor Plus is a little bit more expensive at $15.30, so about $3 more. But you get a full digital signature solution there in addition to that. So think a DocuSign replacement there. Those are the two products. On that, the cost is $12.20 after the 20% margin. So think of this $10 a month for the PDF Editor Pro option, or $12.20, right? $2 more to get a full digital signature solution.
Yeah, no, that's great. I see a question coming in about marketing material for Foxit nonprofit. Just want to let you know that we are working on creating some go-to-market assets as well. There are a few assets available already that you can reach to your account teams to get access to. And that's a great sort of way to capture the market, because with that generous offer, you can go out to the market in the nonprofit sector, see the product, and obviously then you can capture the commercial market as well. And that is something we see in sort of nonprofit world as well, Microsoft nonprofit world as well, because of that huge discount. There's another question that has come in. I'll ask you, Kai, here. So, someone is asking, can Foxit work with Acrobat add-ins? We have a couple of customers that have third-party solutions that have add-ins for Acrobat. So does it work with those ones?
Great question, but no, we do not work with Acrobat add-ins, but instead for the most common ones, that functionality is already in the PDF editor in the first place. So one example would be the accounting calculator. There's a very popular Acrobat add-in there. When you buy the Foxit PDF editor, so either one of the SKUs that are available through the Pax8 marketplace, they by default come with an accounting calculator that does what that add-in does. So it's an additional financial benefit there, because you don't need to buy any add-ins here. So, but yeah, reach out directly to us if you have specific questions about add-ins. But we find that, rather than building add-ins, we simply said, well, if that functionality is so popular within customers, then it should be in the product in the first place, rather than relying on third-party add-ins.
Yeah. And when MSPs, anyone actually, when they try to sort of bring a new vendor to the marketplace, one of the first questions that we get is it easy to manage? How, is it, what's the platform looks like? So can you talk a little bit more about how the licenses are managed? Is it a easy process, or how much time or resources they have to spend on understanding this?
Yeah. I'll share my screen one more time just to give a little bit of a feeling for what that looks like. Everything is based on an admin console that makes it super simple. We definitely encourage people using single sign-on to deploy the licenses. You have automatic provisioning capability here, so that you can just set up a group within Entra on the Microsoft side, and then that way the PDF editor, you don't even have to go in here and in Foxit's admin console and manually do all that assignment work, because we find that most MSPs find that to be a hassle. And this way, just by managing the group on the Entra side, or Okta if you're using that for single sign-on, will allow you to manage the users. Another common question is, but wait, I need an admin console for every customer. That sounds painful. And yes, you do need an admin console for every customer. However, they will be right here for you. So it's very simple to switch from customer to customer. Just one set of login credentials takes you as the MSP to all of your admin consoles that for all of your customers, so that license management is therefore quick and easy without having to log out and back in again and again. But I should mention, we definitely offer training on all of this. Just a 1-hour session with our solutions team is what we highly recommend, just to make sure you're super comfortable with the SSO setup, the auto license provisioning, leveraging your favorite RMM tools to deploy the software out to client workstations. And often less is more, right? Limiting capabilities. Maybe you don't want your users to have access to some of the cloud capabilities or the AI capabilities, or maybe not all those content management systems that are deployed by default. You can customize all of those things, and of course get into those professional services opportunity where you can collect some billable hours on top of it all.
Yeah. And I have another question that has come in. There are customers out there already using Foxit as well, and partners have been working with them. So the question is, if a client already has an account with Foxit, can they move to the MSP at renewal?
At the time of renewal, absolutely, right? There's no It doesn't matter how you bought before. Definitely would encourage you to wait till their existing subscription expires so that no one is sort of double paying for anything like that. But at the time of expiration, nothing wrong with switching over to Pax8. So whether or not they bought from the Foxit website through another distributor or via other means, it does not matter. Just wait for the time of renewal, maybe a couple days before, place your Pax8 order. And you can even set it up in the same admin console that they're in now, and then just switch the users over from whatever licensing they had before to the licensing that you purchased through Pax8.
Awesome. Oh, that sounds great. And the offer that you mentioned, well, offer that I mentioned earlier, I know you have some free not for resale licenses for our MSPs as well. How does one access those ones?
Yeah, so free licenses. So we believe that MSPs feel the most comfortable with the product when they have access to testing and playing with it themselves. And so from that perspective, we are excited to offer free not for resale licenses, which is a 1-year subscription to all MSPs that are interested. And how do you get them? You contact me. I want to speak with you and get to know you. So I'm going to put a link in the chat here, and encourage you to use that link to meet with me for 15-20 minutes and get those NFR licenses set up for you. Of course, I'm also going to encourage our free training on the technical side that I mentioned earlier. We also offer sales training in addition to that is entirely focused on how do you talk about these technologies in light of the fact that customers are blindly gravitating toward those 800-pound gorillas that dominate the e-sign and PDF editor market. But how do you do that without talking about Foxit, but purely focusing on what is the business value here, right? And you know what those values are. You can free up IT budget, right? You can improve customer productivity, and you can reduce IT risk and liability. And that's what the focus of that training is about as well.
Awesome. And if that link did not appear in there, I'm asking my backend colleagues to put that post it on the Q&A chat as well.
Oh, I posted it in the internal chat instead of. Okay, thank you for
all right.
putting it in the right
Maddie
place.
is on it, so that should be in
Awesome.
there now. But hey, with NFR licenses, you can learn and you can realize the value for yourself and take it to your customers as well. There are a couple of questions about PDF management in law firms, and I'm not an expert, so I'm going to ask here. Does Foxit have bait stamping for law firms?
That's right. Yes, we have bait stamping as a standard feature in both of the PDF editor SKUs that are included on the Pax8 marketplace.
Awesome. That sounds great. And another one here, does Foxit support document management platforms such as NetDocuments?
Yes, we do. Yeah, I'll share one last time, just so you get a feeling for how that works. Here we go. So in the file menu, you can add a place just like you would in any Microsoft product, and you see share file, SharePoint, iManage, NetDocuments, and a bunch of others are supported. And so on one side, yes, that's an opportunity for you to integrate directly with these systems, but also many MSPs don't want this long list to be displayed for their customers. So that's part of why we want you to attend the training, so we can show you how do you turn that off, except for the one that your customer is using, so that no one is storing documents in their personal Dropbox account or something like that, where files definitely don't belong.
Yeah. I love seeing all these questions coming in. One more question for you, Kai. I know there are a few different SKUs for Foxit. And one of our partners is asking, is there a Foxit signature only solution?
Yes, there is. So essentially, there's 2 flavors of the eSign product available via Pax8. In the PDF Editor Plus product, you get you get our Essentials PDF e-sign tool, I should say, which gives each user 150 envelopes per year to send out. But we find that there are some customers that have advanced e-sign needs, and also they don't really have an appreciation for an envelope limitation. And so our e-sign business product is also in the Pax8 marketplace, which comes with unlimited envelopes, and which is, of course, a huge differentiator, again, to the market leader that's out there that collects a fortune for customers who want who need thousands of envelopes per year. So yeah, check out eSign Business. That's where the advanced eSign functionality is, such as bulk mail, rebranding, web forms, and on and on. Also an awesome opportunity for professional services hours to put those web forms onto your customer's website and things like that.
Oh, that's wonderful. I see Kristen appearing on the video. I don't know whether it's for a question or to
He's
boot us
trying to
out.
cut us off.
Yeah, Kristen,
Oh,
over to
I'm
you.
just lingering over here, making sure. I did see one question because you guys are talking about these envelopes. And so I just want to make sure we're super clear for Jason because he's asking what happens when a user reaches the 150 envelopes?
Yeah, that's a great question. It comes up a lot. What we find is that the time that people run out of envelopes is limited to those people that abuse the product. Meaning these are user-based licenses, right? So each user gets 150 envelopes. And so on average, people use far below 100. And so we find that less than 0.001 users actually run out. And those are the ones that bought one license for the whole company, and they therefore go after this sort of contracts at their customer domain kind of email address. And so they're doing two things wrong. One is they're violating Foxit's license terms, but more importantly, they may be creating problems for themselves, because when you use a generic email address like this, then the identity of the person that signed may not be confirmed, in which case that signature in that contract may not stand up in a court of law if that was ever contested. So there are multiple reasons for why it's a really bad idea to use sort of a general contracts email address to funnel your entire eSign business through. So my encouragement is, don't set yourself up to fail.
I like it. I like it. Guys, this was an awesome conversation. So I want to say a big thank you to both of you. And I know everybody has your information, Kai. So partners, please reach out. I learned a lot during this. Could be a huge benefit to you as well. Thanks, both of you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And guys, don't be shy about reaching out to me.
Absolutely. All right. Awesome. We are going to continue on, team. We're getting close here. So let me pull up. Bam, there we go. Those guys were awesome. Super glad to have them both on. Big shout out to both of them. Now, we're getting to the final couple minutes here, everybody. So, there's a small show. It feels weird talking to you all about this, but it's called Technically Unraveled. I actually host this show bi-weekly. The last one I did, one of the last ones I did was with Mike Nichols, who is our global co-pilot lead. We talked a little bit about agents, co-pilot, chat, M365 co-pilot, demystify a little bit of that. We cover all kinds of topics on that show, but it's not just Technically Unraveled. This one's near and dear to my heart because I get to host this one personally, but there's also one called The Game, and that is a cybersecurity guru heaven. And then you have one that is called Academy Live, and our Academy team goes through so many different topics, just how to increase productivity in your business, general business awareness. Really great stuff. Highly recommend going and checking that out. And then Madison, if you could drop the link into the chat for our YouTube, but it's youtube.com/Pax8Cloud. You can go to all of our live shows right there, as well as any recordings of our previous Microsoft monthly updates as well. So if you didn't catch something today, don't worry. It's going to be there for you later as well. We talk a lot on different things that come up, especially there's always questions about programs in particular. So we do try to gather different resources for you. I'll leave this up here for just a moment if you'd like to take a quick screen grab of it. But other than that, I know there's going to be a follow-up email out to you all as well. All right, Q&A. I think we've done, hopefully, a pretty decent job in keeping up with all of your questions in the chat. But if you have any lingering questions, now is your time. Ashley, I know I tend to just immediately go to you because we get so much engagement during your session in particular. I'm going to bring you up on screen with me really quick. I just want to make sure we're clearly landing the new NCE terms, because as of right now, we are still like, they can still go through without that 5% increase. Give me just that quick 15-20 second pitch on the different prices, if you would.
Yeah, so starting April 1st, any commitment that is on monthly billing, so an annual commitment or triannual commitment, will be subject to a 5% premium off of the annual price. And that will be for all new orders. And then any in-flight subscription that is on that same commitment and billing structures will be subject to the 5% premium at their renewal. How's that?
I love
Keep
it.
it simple.
No, I think it's great. And if they're doing quantity add to something that's locked in before April 1st, they are locked into their discounted price until renewal.
Well, even if they do a quantity increase, yes, quantity increase at any quantity increase is price locked on what the subscription currently is. So doing a quantity increase will not change your price. So I was trying to figure out the best way to say that. But if you do change from one product to another after April 1st by using the upgrade feature, then those upgraded seats will incur a 5% premium.
Awesome. I knew what you meant. I think you knew what I meant. I wanted to make sure the partners
Knew
were
what we
also
meant.
along with us. Good
No
stuff.
problem.
I am just flipping through, making sure. I think we are good on the rest of the questions. So Ashley, thanks for jumping on. We are at the end. I just want to say a big thank you from everybody here at Pax8 for hanging out with us today on our Microsoft monthly updates. It means a lot. Please let us know if there's anything else you need. Feel free to reach out to your account team. And thanks, Kai, for being with us as well. Have a great day, everybody.